Hello guys, today I'm working on BMW X3 3-liter engine 2009 and I will be changing transmission fluid. So let's get under the vehicle. So to get our transmission we will need to remove this shield. So there are a few 10mm nuts on this side, then few bolts 8mm on this side, and just over here one more 8mm, one here, and I think that should let us lower this plastic shield. So let me do that. Alright, so here's our transmission, and this is the drain plug, and just over there here's the fill plug. Since we will be doing the transmission filter too, so we will drop the pen, bunch of 10mm bolts. The filter comes with the gasket, so we will replace the gasket. And at this point let me try to get that fill plug loose, and then we will try to drain the fluid. Alright, so the fill plug is 17mm and the drain plug is 5mm. So for the fill plug I just used box side of the wrench, and for the drain plug 5mm hex socket, basically Allen key. So I will let it drain. As you can see, it's kinda reddish, so it's not too terrible. So I will let it drain, then I will install the drain plug temporarily and we'll remove all those 10mm bolts. Alright, so this has been draining for probably like half an hour. I have already replaced a belt on this vehicle, so it's still dripping a bit. I have cardboard underneath because there will be some oil coming after I remove the pen. So I will install this so it's just not dripping into my face. And now I will go, I have just two bolts left, one here and one on the other side. So I will remove those two bolts and we'll show you the filter. So that pan was stuck to the gasket a bit, so when I pulled it down I made a big mess. That's what I said before. So I haven't spilled too much on the floor, mostly on the cardboard, but when you do this make sure that you have plenty of cardboard or any other absorbent material. So that's the filter, and I might try to remove it. It should just come down. Just wiggle it out. I'm just afraid that if I do it with my one hand I will make even bigger mess, because when the filter is removed a little bit more fluid will come off. So let me remove the filter and we will get to installing the new one. Alright guys, so here's the new and old one gasket. So as you can see, the original one is kind of firm. It has some stiffness that I guess there is some like metal inside. Like the new one is all soft. For the new one I just used the kit X 58137. It comes with the filter, gasket and the seal. So this seal sits in the transmission and then the filter goes into it. The original seal was super tight, like when I removed this filter, it was not coming easily. So I don't believe there is the reason to remove the original seal. Like, it's still in quite good shape and it's like pressure seated in there, so I just don't want to create any debris or shaving while removing the old one. So I will leave the old one in and just use the new filter. Definitely not the best way to do it. I cannot explain what are the benefit of the new one. Just only the rubber is fresh and there is higher chance that it won't leak, but considering the condition of the original one, I don't think it will serve any worse than the new one. So if you can and if you will, please replace it. You already get it. I will just go with the old one. And for the gasket, we'll just use same gasket, no RTV, silicone. We might just use a drop or two to keep the gasket in place, but rubber gasket all you need. You don't need to seal it any other way. So I have brake cleaned it from underneath. So now I will install the new filter. I will also show you the oil pan. So when you remove it, a few things to check is there is like nothing sticking to the surface where it was sealing, so we will get it washed nice and shiny. And another thing, this magnet, so it collects like all the shaving from the transmission. So like this one has a little bit, but it's not critical, it's within normal. So yeah, but if you see like bigger chunks on that magnet or just covered with that soot, there's just definite sign that your transmission is wearing out extensively. So let me get this washed. I will get that filter in and we will install the oil pan. Alright, so our pan is clean. Also I have cleaned the transmission. So the general idea behind everything is that every surface that touches the gasket has to be clean and without any grease. Then the gasket will stick nicely to the aluminum surface. If you get some debris or some grease, there's a big chance that it will be leaking on the gasket. So right now I have just installed a few bolts to get it lined up, and I will use just a tiny bit of RTV silicone, like on 4 corners, to keep the gasket in place, and then I will put it back on the transmission. Alright, so our pan is attached now. All the bolts are finger tight now. I will torque it to 45 inch-pounds. Those are M6 bolts, so I think that's roughly the torque required, but if you can find the official specs, that would be even better. And I will go from the middle of the pan in a crisscross pattern, so this, and then this way to the outside. So let me torque this pan and we will get it filled. Alright guys, so the transmission pan is all torqued. I got the fill plug out, and to be honest, like, this is the worst place where it can be. Like, there is maybe, I don't know, 2 inches the most of room. So it looks like I will be using transfer pump to get the fluid in. And also this is GM transmission, so we will be using Dextron 6 full synthetic. Actually it will be Castrol Trans Max. So give me a few minutes, I'll get my transfer pump here and we will start filling it up. Alright, so I got the hose in from the transfer pump. So I glued that little guy, battery powered, and there is Trans Max. So we will start pumping until it fills and starts dripping off the fill plug. After that we will start the engine, ran all the gears from park to low, through reverse and back, let the transmission warm up and then fill it a little bit more, because in general when we talk about automatic transmission they have to be checked, the level has to be checked, engine idle, transmission warm. So let me get the pump started, and it should take roughly 5 liters, almost all entire jug. But as I said, when it starts dripping off we will have to start the engine and let it run. Alright, so I have put 2 liters in, and right now it started to drip. So we will start the engine, shift the gears all the way back and forth, let the transmission warm up and keep pumping until it starts dripping again. Alright guys, so we are at 5 liters of fluid in transmission and it starts dripping again. Like this 5 liter jug is empty. I have shifted the gears once again just to make sure. So right now we will just go check the transmission temperature and we'll install the fill plug back if it's all good. So we're supposed to check the level at temperature between 30 and 50 degrees Celsius. So right now we have 34, 35, 40 in the middle. So that's basically where we want it to be. So right now you can see it's dripping. So we will get the hose out and we'll install the fill plug in. And only after that we can shut down the engine, because right now the engine idling is keeping level low. As soon as we shut it down it will start just pouring out of the fill plug. So this is basically how you do the transmission fluid and filter change on 2009 BMW X3. Hopefully this video is helpful for you, and do it yourself.